Hello, this week's Parashat is Parashat Toldot. In Parashat Toldot we are told how Yitzchak had two sons, Yaakov and Esau, and later on in life Yitzchak became blind. He was unable to see. And his two sons went in very separate ways. Yaakov spent all his time sitting and learning Torah, whereas Esau went out into the fields hunting with his bow and arrow, and possibly killing things with his sword. Nonetheless, Yitzchak, he was old, and he didn't know exactly what his sons were up to, but he liked Esau very much. He surely liked both his children, but he liked Esau because Esau not only professed knowledge of Torah, but also went and dealt with things on the outside, with his sword and bow. Esau made a point of demonstrating his knowledge and love of Torah by asking his father all kinds of questions. Things like, what bracha do you say when you meiser, you tithe, salt? And then Yitzchak would say, but tithing salt is not a mitzvah of the Torah. If it's not a mitzvah of the Torah, you can't say a bracha for it. And then Esau would say, ooh, thank you, Dad. And then Yitzchak would say, my son is so diligent in keeping the mitzvot that he even thinks about saying a bracha when tithing salt. Tithing salt is not obligatory. If a person goes and does only what he has to do, and even so goes and makes has a life, lives a proper life, works, does mitzvot, that's one thing. But if a person goes to seek out to do extra good and extra purity, that is surely something wonderful. And therefore he loved Esau very much. He didn't know that Esau's real plan was, I'll ask my dad all kinds of questions of things I don't have to do. He'll say I don't have to do them, and he'll think that I'm very diligent. This is why originally Yitzchak planned to give the bracha to Esau. But he won't get it, don't worry.